What is happening, fellow Tarnished? Jay here, and welcome back for another Elden Ring content. And this one is very special. We are going to complete the Igons Questline, which is going to give us the coolest armor set that I have seen in any FromSoft game, where you transform into a dragon, the best bow of any FromSoft game, a weapon with a really cool Ash of War, a new ball bearing, and if all of that wasn't enough, ancient dragon smithing stones and somber ancient dragon smithing stones. So, let's go. We start at the castlefront grey side and then move south to get to the dragon's pit. And somewhere in the middle, you will see that the road splits up. Take the right turn, and that's where you'll first find Igor, where he essentially goes on about his leg being destroyed. Yeah, so exhaust his dialogue and continue down south until you get invaded by an ancient dragon man. Yeah, he's quite easy to kill, and once you're done with him, head further south, and that's where you'll get to the dragon's pit. Now, from here, we can actually avoid all the enemies and directly reach the boss arena. So what we do is, go straight from here and then you're going to come across a right. Following which, we take a narrow exit left. From here, take the first left and then jump down. Do a 180, dodge roll, go straight, and down you go into the pit. Now the thing with this boss is that he hits like a truck, but at the same time takes a lot of damage. Now there are three moves that you have to mainly watch out for. First is his special move, which you basically need to dodge roll. And second, we have two. One is the dragon breathing fire attack and the dragon breathing rot attack, and the second one is an instant kill. And the best way to avoid that is by breaking his poise. This katana is one of the best in the game, and I have made a separate guide on this. It's that good, and the best part is it does extra damage on dragons with its Ash of War, which is basically a long range projectile to hit the dragons with. And I would highly recommend that you upgrade this weapon and equip it for the dragon fights ahead. Anyways, after activating this grey site, we exit the cave and go down these rocks, and on the right side you will see a message. Now, I'm not sure if it's important for the questline, but yeah, I would say do it anyways. Climb down further and we will have our first dragon fight. This one though is the easiest of the lot. However, for some of the future harder fights, I do have some recommendations like what talismans to use. But for now, let's continue further and go south until you find a giant burning crucible, a site of grace, and an NPC, the dragon priestess. Exhaust the dialogue, and then she gives you an option to devour draconic essence, which you should accept if you want to complete this quest. And she basically tells you to kill Bayle the Dread on the Jagged peak, and that's exactly where we are going next. Head north where you killed your first dragon and then turn right to reach here. The next dragon that you have to face, or let's say dragons, yep, there are two, and you will find them fighting each other. So you might want to just hold back and see them reduce each other's health. And also you may want to carry the fire resistance talisman. These fire breathing dragons can one shot you, or at max 2 if you have a really large health pool. Anyways, point is, carry the fire resistance talisman. It's a must have, and along with the dragon katana, it's gonna make your life so much easier against these dragons. Okay, here you will come across Spirit Springs, is what I believe it's called, and that'll take you to a bridge. Cross that, and you will have your grace sight before the dragon fight. Before you enter the arena, make sure you equip the fire resistance talisman. After you defeat both these dragons in the same arena on the north side, you will come across Igon, and he basically tells you to summon him when you're fighting Bayle the Dread.
Dear friend, grant me this one wish. Take this finger, my finger, scale the Jagged peak, face Bayle the Dread, and when you do, summon my soul.
After this, you have a couple more spring steps, and for the most part, this is quite a linear climb. Okay, here you gotta be careful. There will be boulders thrown at you, and don't do what I managed to. Anyways, continue straight to collect a Scudutri fragment and then turn left, where you're gonna find your next dragon. And while the previous one was full of fire, this one is full of lightning. So make sure you carry the lightning resistance talisman. And after you're done defeating him, you get Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone and Somber Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. From this location, we gotta be headed north, and along the path you will see many dragon corpses, so you know you're on the right path. And this knowledge is important for the final section of the climb, as it can get a little tricky. Activate the grace sight, and we gotta travel here, which, don't worry, is the final leg of the journey. Now, as I said earlier, we just need to follow the path set by the dragons. So move in the southwest direction up these rocks until you come across the second last spring step. We need to go straight until here and then just hug the wall on the left. Along this path, there are going to be two gaps as well. So make sure you use your torrent to jump over it, and not before long we'll be at our final spring step, which is gonna take us to our dragon, Bayle the Dread. As soon as you enter the arena, make sure you summon Igon, who's gonna assist you in battle. Defeat him to get his heart, but we are not done yet. We need to get one armor set, one dragon form, and other goodies. So, for the armor, we need to go back to where we met Igon last, which is here. You get a bow, a massive dragon killing bow, and a ball bearing, which lets you buy arrows for your dragon bow. And now, for the finale, we need to go back to the grand altar of dragon communion. The lady dragon is no more, but you'll find her heart on the ground, which will give you the dragon form and a weapon. So before we end this, I wanted to show you all the stuff that we got. So let's start with the dragon form, and for that we need to rid ourselves of all the armor and go to your inventory and use the Priestess's heart. This looks really cool, and I haven't seen something like this in any of the FromSoft games. Next up, we have the bow. Unfortunately, I'm not too hot on bows in Elden Ring, but this makes me want to try it, and it looks big enough to take down mighty dragons. And finally, we have a new weapon, Flowerstone Gavel, and this is more of an arcane strength build, and it has a really cool Ash of War. Wait, let me show you. So that's about it. We'll be putting out Shadow of the Erdtree videos almost every day for the entire month, covering boss guides, new weapons, new armor, new builds, and I would love nothing more than your support. So a like and a sub would be simply lovely.